2nd of the year 2022. It's been a while since I have used this is the Solar System Scope program. Many people often ask me what program this is. It is so much fun to play with. Today, what I really want to show you is just, from a bird's eye perspective of our solar system, why we have the sun square Jupiter. Because if we go in here from Earth, since we are geocentric, right, from the sun to Jupiter, this is like a 90-degree square here. If you made a triangle between Earth, Sun, Jupiter, back to Earth, you've got this 90-degree square. Yeah, the triangle goes this way. Yeah, how about that? What else do we have going on? Something that you can see here is that we are coming into what we call a Mars-Eris conjunction. A conjunction is when two planets are going to exactly line up. Eris is the same size as Pluto, which is now called a dwarf planet or a small planet, but in astrology it still holds just as much weight as the regular one. Yeah. What I really wanted to bring up for you to look at today is this, the idea here now that Neptune is stationing to go retrograde, and it will be going retrograde for quite some time. So I want to show you what retrograde is. When the Earth comes swinging around the sun, right? And it comes around and we watch this line from the Earth to Neptune to the stars beyond. Okay? Because when the Earth, I'm gonna move it, and you're gonna see that whereas usually, obviously, the orbit of Neptune is going this way. So all the planets are going counterclockwise around the sun. But what we've got then is you will see the line from Earth to Neptune is going to start moving backwards. So watch this. I love this, man. It's so fun to get the motion happening. I hope I don't go too fast. Okay, here. Watch. See now. Draw that line. You can see it. Right? Draw a line from Earth to Neptune. You see how it's going backwards, Earth, Neptune, star. You see that? Let's line it up again. Here comes then we're going to have a sun opposite Neptune, right? And you see how it's going back. So almost half of the year from when the Earth is around to this side of the sun, when it comes closer to Neptune, the Neptune goes retrograde. And then when it comes back around here again, the line from Neptune will start moving direct again. And this is the same for like all the different planets, right? How about that? I mean, now, what do I do? Now I'm in some bizarre mode here. Stop. Okay, great, man. So we're coming back here to where we are now. What else did I want to show you? Okay, well, let's zoom in a little bit here, because we've got what? A new moon coming. I want to show you what a new moon is. Now, the other thing is, of course, that Venus, today, as I'm speaking, Venus is going into the sign, okay, of Gemini. And this gives us the actual constellations. But tropical astrology is based upon the seasons. So we start the zodiac at 0 degrees Aries, which is the spring equinox. And it's about 24 degrees off of where the actual constellational stars are. So you won't see so much that the stars line up with this program, but all of the relationships of the planets to each other all remain, the same. What we've got here coming up is what? Ready? What do we do? Zoom. Just watch here as the moon. Can you see the moon now? Oh, geez, can't see it. Huh. Let's go upside down. That's great. Okay, now you can see. Okay, see the moon. The moon is coming around, and when it comes right in between the Earth and the Sun, like there, stop. Stop. Went backwards, man. Anyway, we've got. You can see that this is actually it is the new moon is on Tuesday, next Tuesday. Yeah. And it is at 7 degrees, 23 minutes of uh, Cancer. So the sun just went into Cancer. I'm going to be talking about Cancer quite a bit today because it is also, this new moon is directly in conjunction with Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is not shown on this program. She is invisible because there is no. This is too weird for me. I like that better. Because there is no physical mass. Black Moon Lilith is a point, like a vortex, okay, where it has to do with keeping the moon in her orbit. So she is invisible. That is why she is so powerful. Oh, goodness. So we've got the Sun square Jupiter. Oh, and the other, it's like I want to read you two Sabian symbols today. The Sabian symbol will be for the degree of the Sun, Moon, Black Moon, Lilith conjunction, right? The 8th degree of Cancer. But then I also want to read you the degree, this degree right here, where Neptune stations to go retrograde. Neptune is actually at that same degree. It came up to the 26th degree of Pisces and is going retrograde from at the same degree from May 18th to August 9th. So we're just in the middle. It came up, slowed down, and will start going backwards, just changing a degree by August 9th. This is 11 weeks of Neptune at that same degree. Very, very powerful. Yeah, because there's a lot that's going to be happening between now and August 9th. And this will be like an overtone, like an overlord or an overtone looking down, gazing upon the happenings of Earth and the interpersonal planets all through July and August. So I think that's enough for now. I covered Mars conjunct Eris. Let me look at the camera and talk to you about what this is all about.
All right, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Today's report is a little different because I want to be a good example of Cancer. And not only have we had our sun go into Cancer now with the solstice point, but we will be shortly, like I said, next Tuesday, we are going to be having a new moon in Cancer, conjunct Black Moon Lilith. I'm going to talk about our shadow, the shadow of Cancer, a little bit. And if we look at the mantra for this week and this whole energy of Cancer, it is coming home to our feelings, honoring our feelings, listening to our feelings, taking our feelings and our inner child needs into account in our choices and our decisions. And I just didn't feel like going out today. I just woke up and I said, I want to just do something different. I want to rebel against the Bailey Report. I always have to jump in the car or jump on my bicycle or run up the hill and run outside, and I just didn't feel like getting out of bed. I don't feel like leaving the house. I just want to cuddle up, with my pillow, and I don't know. And so, it's just like, yeah, got to practice what you preach. I want to listen to these feelings that want to kind of come in and come home and nurture and yeah, yeah. We really want to talk about that a little bit. What we get is I'm going to read two different Sabian symbols today because there's two different things going on. I want to start out with number one. We are in the closing phase of the waning moon. She's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. She's closing the monthly lunar cycle that began 3 weeks ago. Right? So we're going to have that, that new moon next week coming up. But she's closing it through Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, where she is today. And then she goes into Taurus, the second, and then Gemini, the third. And so it's like beginning, right? It's like beginning this new Aries, Taurus, Gemini cycle, but closing, this lunar cycle that began with the sun in Gemini. So we are in this place of endings and beginnings. Like preparing for a new start, to buy a new home or to go on a new journey or to enter a new relationship. But it involves finishing up and cleaning up and paying up, or, just like, balancing out everything in order that that this new one can start and happen. So you may find yourself, wrapping it up. This is a week of wrapping things up a little bit. And what that wrapping up has to do with a couple of different things. I guess I'll start out with the one thing that's happening here. And this is, I'm going to give you this degree of, well, let's just look at Black Moon Lilith in Cancer. The shadow of Cancer. The shadow, just the definition of the shadow is, to me, a negative belief that we have about ourselves that we suppress, hide, deny, or, just like avoid. It's this negative belief or a weakness, something that we don't like about ourselves, that if we showed it to other people, okay, or this weakness, they wouldn't go for us, they wouldn't like us. So it's just like from very early on. I always say it's like the 12th house. It's like mom and dad did not want that at the dinner table. You don't dress like that, you don't look like that, you don't talk about that, we don't want that in this house. And it could be an intrinsic part of your nature. Okay, but it got suppressed. You got shamed. That part of you is bad or wrong. And so it goes down into the subconscious, it goes down into the unconscious, and it becomes kind of a primal, dark, stark, feminine, dark shadow element in the feeling level, to where we don't even acknowledge it consciously, okay? But it's there. And it motivates a lot of our choices. It's really the primal brain or the primal fear that's making our choices. And then our monkey mind comes up with reasons, justifications, rationalizations for doing what our primal brain needs and wants to do. So we look at Cancer and we see that the primal need, the primal fear of Cancer right, is abandonment, isolation, loneliness, separation, no emotional connection, no mama to hold me, no safety, nobody around who's going to nurture me and feed me and cook for me and clothe me and make my bed for me and clean my house for me and get me to school and get me to da, 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 da. Cancer is this inner child that wants to be babied, that wants to be nurtured. And the fear is that I am too weak to really nurture myself, to take care of myself, to grow up, to be, strong and safe and secure, and, within myself, and be my own mommy and my own daddy and not need. Okay, so this shadow, this fear that I can't take care of myself, can motivate me to manipulate situations, manipulate people, manipulate my relationships, okay, so that somebody's always taking care of me. And somebody's always there for me, and I'm not abandoned, and I'm not left alone. It can be as easy as I'm just gonna, leave those dishes in the sink and hope that my roommate or somebody else washes them. I'm just gonna figure, that I, leave, stuff laying around and somebody's gonna pick it up. It can be more involved in a relationship with the use of guilt. you know, you owe me, or I did that for you, so you've got to be here for me, or oh, don't abandon me, don't leave me alone. Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself if you blah 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 blah. And we get our places. We make ourselves dependent upon other people. We become a burden for other people. Now, again, I have to say this over and over and over again. This is unconscious. This is not done intentionally. This is not done consciously. That's the sun. Okay, that's the ego. This is below the level of consciousness. So it's not like we're doing it, but it turns out where we are either smothering somebody, just by our needs, and our longings and our demands and our emotional hooks, that we hang on to them. It's like the mama that won't let the kid grow up and leave home. So, we can just we can emotionally manipulate, we can emotionally dominate our relationships, our situations, our other people, our family members, especially the people who are closest to us, in order to get them to do, to do things for us. And it's out of a fear that we can't provide that for ourselves, or we don't know how to do that, or we don't want to learn how to do that, or we don't want to come out of our moon, come out of our room, or get out of bed to make our own breakfast, so we get somebody to, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So I was thinking, I come up with this mantra every week, and I come up with these songs, every week. I was thinking, after I taught this workshop, and I have a school of astrology. If you're not aware of it, you can learn astrology with me in the school. But I was also maybe thinking of giving homework every week. Yeah, baby. You have an assignment this week, okay, and that is do it yourself. Do it yourself. Instead of, when you just, and maybe just like with a little thing, wash your own dishes, Make your own meals, clean your own house. Things that you would just kind of expect or ask somebody else to do for you, or maybe demand, or, you know, uh, challenge whatever other, it's just, little by little, bit by bit, empower. We can empower ourselves to be our own mothers, our own fathers, our own nurturers. And that is a little bit of what this month may be like for us. Let's not forget, right? All of this energy. Lilith is going to be in Cancer for a month now. The sun is going to be moving through Cancer. The moon, of course, is going to quickly go through it. And what is this? Opposite Pluto, right? Square to Chiron. Okay, so here's the other thing. Let's look at Mars and Jupiter moving through Aries. Now, Mars and Jupiter moving through Aries, this is like, I thought of an image, that I could use for this. This is like a dad who throws their kid into the swimming pool to teach them how to swim. you know? Okay, you want to learn how to swim? Here's how you learn how to swim. Just like, throw you in there and let you just like struggle and maybe drown and until you get it. That's what it's so. Mars, Jupiter, and Aries is like life is really coming at us. Life is saying, you better like, put it, get it together, get it moving, make it happen, get it out there, charge, go. And this can like really be real scary, because Cancer, it likes it safe and secure and known and familiar. And so this is like really, we got to really trust ourselves, trust our instincts, trust that we have everything that we need to solve the situation, to pay for the situation, to build something, to create something, to go somewhere, to, pass all those tests in order to get on the plane and, fill out all the forms in order to cross a border and it's just like, so much bureaucracy is making, so many things more and more difficult with the, with the banks and the internet and the censorship and the forms and it's being done on purpose. And I want to read you a little bit about that. Oh, I've only got 15% of my battery left, man. So this Neptune, like I said, Neptune is stationing at the 26th degree of Pisces from May 18th to August 9th. Watching the very thin moon crescent appearing at sunset, different people realize that the time has come to go ahead with their different projects. A keen appreciation of the value of individualized responses to any challenge of life. I love this. Yeah? This image, translates into practical terms. It refers to the fact that confronted with the opportunity to expand their energy along new lines, modern individuals will react according to their own personal characters. One basic cosmic spiritual impulse will lead these varied personalities to take equally varied steps. In any society that glorifies individualism, everyone should therefore accept this fact and not try to compel other individuals to conform to a single pattern of response. This symbol, stresses the essential nature of the cyclic process of actualization of human potential, the emergence of the individual. This should lead to a realization and this is in bold capital letters, that the fallacy of totalitarianism, at times we can all act like despots, demanding that others react to any situation exactly as we do. Diversification, age of Aquarius, individualization. That is what this is all about. And Cancer is our innermost unique feelings that can really help guide us. As long as we're not lazy or fearful and trying to impose or demand or expect or shame other people into, right, conforming or doing, what we could very well do ourselves, first of all, and or, you know, just not impose ourselves on other people. So this is Neptune moving through Pisces. And this is this whole, and it's not only going to go retrograde, but it's going to come back to that very same degree, okay, about 6 months from now, right? So this is just like really about individualized response and not being in this righteous way of trying to make everybody conform and do the same thing and act the same, walk the same talk and say the same things and believe and blah, 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 yeah? Now, here's the other trippy part. Now, this is the Sabian symbol for the degree of the new moon. It's only for a month, but this is the degree of the new moon. A group of rabbits dressed in human clothes walk as if on parade. The tendency in all forms of life to imitate higher forms as a stimulus to growth. The rather strange symbol points to what is essential in all first attempts at developing consciousness and furthering one's growth through association with those who have already reached a superior evolutionary or mental level. Every seeker looks for an exemplar. The religious mystic speaks of the imitation of Christ. In Japan, the music student sits in front of his teacher playing an instrument and carefully imitates his every gesture. We know that children learn through imitation, a lot from their parents and their teachers at school. The child learns through imitation. And if we look at the evolutionary stages of humanity, we know that 3/4 of any given population on planet Earth externalizes Saturn and learns through imitation and through receiving orders and directions and dogmas and doctrines to conform to a particular way of being that is right by the collective, the consensus. So it's very interesting to have these two things happening at the same time. You see this? This Neptune is calling us to individualize, and this new moon in Cancer is saying, to imitate and to conform to, so we've got this kind of dual thing going on. And all I want to point out is that some are going to be rabbits that want to dress up as human beings and walk like they are on a parade. And that can be 3/4 of the population. And I'd like to be talking to the other 1/4 of the population that respects and honors the sovereignty of the individual, that encourages people to honor their inner feelings, their instinctive natures, their own diversified responses to life. And then we become the exemplars. We become the teachers. We become the ones that by example don't need to follow, don't need to be in a parade, don't need to dress up. If you're a rabbit, be a rabbit. That's it. Let's all just be a bunch of freaking rabbits. Oh, yeah, baby. That's right. You know what I'm talking about. And don't be getting other people to do it for you. We got to do this ourselves. And life is pushing us to do it ourselves. And so we have to respond appropriately. Not out of, oh gosh, I've got to, do this myself, but rather, no. Like, me doing this myself is, being an example, being, evolving and growing. Because when we stagnate, and we try to get other people to do stuff for us and nurture us and give us our baths and wash us and cut our hair and do our cook. When we stop growing, we stagnate. So this is this Jupiter, Mars, Venus moving into Gemini is saying, Mercury in Gemini. This is a time of learning new skills, of learning new capacities, of expanding our toolbox, the number of tools in our toolbox. We can do this. Yeah? So, I'm ready to honor my feelings and delve deep down inside. Find my own way and do my own thing before life passes me by. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. We got to do it now. This is the healing journey. This is the journey of empowerment, the journey of unity and diversity, and Aquarius, and liberation, and awakening. I'll read it one more time. Oh, the song for this week is, anything with home in it. Okay, I'm going to say Homeward Bound. I'm sitting in the railway train, got a ticket for my destination. Simon, I just love Simon and Garfunkel so much, man. And the other one, of course, is Eric Clapton, I Can't Find My Way Home. I was even thinking of playing that on the guitar. We'll see if I got time today. But, this kind of thing where I'm homeward bound. I want to find my way home. And my home is where my heart is. My home is inside myself. It's not a place. It's not a family. It's not a person. I'm coming home to spirit. I'm coming home to love. I'm coming home to being my own mama, my own papa. Yeah. And then everything opens up. One more time. I am ready to honor my feelings and delve deep down inside. Find my own way and do my own thing before life passes me by. May you find your own way and do your own thing and do your homework. Do it by yourself. Don't be expectant or demanding or, throwing tantrums to get things done, man. We can do this. We got this. You got this. Namaste. Aloha. So